Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ASAP in the morning. It is March 16th. I'm joined by Dustin and Amon. Amon, how you feeling this morning?
I'm doing good. Wide awake, and again, sports are going crazy, so gotta love it.
All right, Dustin, was it a good morning for you?
Yeah, how are you feeling since you decided to sleep late?
There you go. Just remind me to inform you gentlemen on something a little later. Because toxic pride is about to come out. Oh man, toxic pride, and it's sober toxic pride. So like, I can't even apologize about it after.
Don't you want to get that out of the way first?
No. Because if I talk about it on air, I'll get in trouble. Freddie will hit me, and I don't want to get hit anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great show in store for you guys today. MLB free agency has been going through the roof. We will be touching on that. Jimmy Garoppolo, if he leaves, God knows where he'll go. But if he does, where is the best place for him to go? And also in the NBA, does a team truly need the number one seed? But before we get into that one, let's stick into the NBA. With the season starting to wind down, we are now getting a clearer picture of who the MVP should be. So, Amon, let me start with you. If you were to have a vote, who's your MVP?
I think I'd go Nikola Jokic. You talk about 26 points per game, around 14 rebounds and 8 assists every single night. And again, we see the MVP usually come into back-to-back forms. Giannis won back-to-back, and it's just a thing that happens. Also, when you talk about his I think 10 of his last 12 games, Denver's won, and he's had a triple-double in those 10 games that they've won in their last 12. So he's been a real big force without Jamal Murray of why Denver is having the record that they're having the season that they're having. And you take Jokic off this team, they're not a very good basketball team. So I think I go Nikola Jokic just based off importance, the numbers he's putting up, and just where Denver is in the Western Conference right now.
Dustin, do you agree?
It's got to be Jokic, and it's going to be close. I don't think he gets a unanimous MVP just because Joel Embiid has played so well this year. John Morant has played so well this year. But if you're going based off of the numbers he put up last year, if you're going based off of the numbers he's put up this year, he should be the unanimous MVP because of what Amon said. You take him out of Denver's lineup, Denver's not making playoffs.
100%. Also, if you really look at it, like, if you see how Denver plays without him, the difference is just scary. It's night and day, the difference. Without Jokic, forget the number 6 seed. That's where they are right now. Forget the number 6 seed. They're not even the play-in. They're under the Lakers. Yeah. And honestly, again, and if you don't believe me, just sit down and watch a Denver Nuggets game. All you gotta do is just watch one. Just watch one. And see how discombobulated this team looks every time Nikola Jokic needs to take 30 seconds on the bench. When you see another, like, let's be honest, when you have guys who desperately, like, empirically, when they go on the bench, this team looks like garbage. That kind of defines MVP. Like, when he's on the floor, the Nuggets had I checked it a couple days ago. Their the plus minus with Jokic on the floor, like the team average was like plus 60. Last time I checked, it was like plus 62 or something like that. Like factoring everybody else's in, right? Without him, do you know what their plus minus is?
Isn't it like minus 80 something?
Is that what?
Isn't it like minus 80 something?
It is on the complete other side of the spectrum. You know what I mean? Like, everything Jokic has been doing literally defines MVP. Amon, you said he should probably be unanimous MVP. Um, I don't think he will. Because
I think
I will
Embiid will
say,
probably get votes.
yeah, and I will say this. I will say it to my dying breath. If Jokic was American, but like people say this about Giannis, and I don't believe this about Giannis at all. But Jokic, I believe it. If Jokic was American born, we are sucking this kid. We are worshiping this kid, and he's a top 2 center all time.
Mhm.
If Jokic was American, everybody in the
Not only that, if
mother
he
would
was a
adore
first
this
round
kid.
pick too.
What?
If he was a first round pick instead of a second round pick, he would get more respect than what he gets.
No, honestly, believe it or not, I don't even think the first round pick would even matter.
You think if he wasn't in Denver, would it matter? If he was somewhere like, say, he was in Philly instead of Denver.
No. I just think it's just him. Like I think it's different because people like to compare him. Oh yeah, another non-American dude is Luca. The difference is like Luca when he dribbles, he could kind of be a little fast. You know what I mean? Like there are times we kind of see some bursts of speed. You don't see that from Jokic. You don't. You know what I mean? So a lot of people when they people who don't watch basketball, when they think of MVP, they don't think about the best player. They think the flashiest player.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Jokic just isn't flashy. He's just not. But I will say this on my dying breath. If that guy was born in America, the last 4 years he would have been MVP. 100%. He's the de facto best center in the league. And I'll one up you. I'll even one up you. They would go out of their way to make sure you could put Nikola Jokic anywhere on commercials, anything like that. And I wholeheartedly mean that. I don't know what it is for some unknown reason. Nobody respects, like people don't like to respect Jokic. I don't know why. I really
think it's
don't understand.
more of like like you said, he's not flashy. Like he looks unathletic when he's playing. He doesn't look like he runs fast. He's bigger, stronger than anybody else. Like Joel Embiid, you could say the same kind of thing, right? In the sense of he's not American born, but there's still people are pushing on him, pushing for him because one, he's in Philly, and also I think because his play style, I think, excites people. It's kind of Shaq-ish, if you will. Like he's going down to the post. He's gonna go physically dominate you. Jokic, yeah, he'll do that, but he's more of a guy. He doesn't look like he could physically dominate anybody. He looks like he's, a 36-year-old guy at the Y running up and down the floor and making just incredible plays, right? If you're just not watching him on a regular basis, I think it's that flashiness that he lacks more so than him not being American born. If I would look at it.
I would say this for Jokic. 100% for Jokic. I said what I said and I meant it. By the way, fuck Joel Embiid. Because he's in the way to take my uncle's. I'm calling Jokic my uncle, by the way. So Unc Yoke. I'm gonna start calling him Unc Yoke. He's trying to take his MVP. So Giannis is trying too. So fuck Giannis. But that was in lowercase because he's not as close as Embiid. So Embiid's in all caps. KD, maybe. I'm not gonna say it yet, but he's trying. So
people are trying to put John in the conversation now too. I'm not saying he should be. I'm just saying there's a lot of people who are trying to push this John narrative, and I think it kind of goes to the flashiness standpoint.
Fuck John Morant. If your name's not Nikola Jokic, I don't want to hear it. Well, matter of fact, and here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be so immature. I'm gonna be immature. If Jokic does not win it unanimously, I'm gonna say it was robbery. I don't care if he wins it. If he doesn't win it unanimously, I'm gonna push this false narrative that this man was robbed. I'm gonna be so immature. Swear to God, I'm gonna be so immature. I love Jokic. This dude is right now just the epitome of what the MVP is. And I'll go as far as not only say he is the MVP, I think Nikola Jokic is by far the best player in the NBA right now. Yeah. I think he's the best player in the world.
That argument can be made, 100%.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm saying even to a casual, I think you can make that argument. So I'm saying a casual say Giannis is the best player, but I think you could convince even a casual fan that he's the best player in the NBA.
Sir. I love you too, big girl. I know. See, you said that, and my daughter came in here and she almost hit me. I didn't even say it. I'm trying to tell him that Jokic is the best player in the world. I'm trying to tell him.
I agree, Fred. I'm with you. I'm with you on this one.
But okay, and now my son is about to bite me. Relax, yo, Chief. I'm saying Jokic is the best. Okay, he's doing this to me, like whatever. Like, all right, come on. I guess I gotta hold you. But yeah, I think like a lot of people try to sit there and say that it's Giannis. I don't think so. I think right now there's only two. I think there's two guys who I think you can make an argument for. I think one is Jokic, two, maybe Kevin Durant. And then after that, I do think you can make an argument for some guys. I do see that. I will say this in terms of talent. This is the first time in a long time that you can make an argument that, like, what, 5, 6 guys are the best player in the NBA. Like,
talent-wise, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because like you said, I've said Jokic. You know, you brought up Giannis, that people still make an argument for him. If you don't think Jokic is the best center in the world, who do you think is the best center?
People say Joel Embiid if they don't say Jokic.
Right. So, you know what I mean? So I've seen people say stuff about Joel Embiid. You know what I mean? Some people still believe LeBron James is the best player. I've seen people bring up Luka Doncic, now John Morant. So it's like you're starting to see, which again, and this is a question that we're probably going to have to talk about later down the road one day. Is it the fact that it's just LeBron's declining, or is everyone else really stepping up? I don't know what it is.
I think it's both.
You think it's both?
Yeah. And I'm not going to say LeBron is necessarily declining. I think it's what you've said for the last 3-4 months. He's at the point of his career now where he can't carry a team on his own. Mm-hmm. So it's looking like he's declining, but he's just at that point now where he needs more help than what he's getting. And right. Everybody else in the league has also stepped up their game. So as his team is struggling, you have all these other teams like the Grizzlies who are surging and everything, so it makes them look like they're caught up to LeBron.
Yeah, it's for me, it's just, you know, and like I said, like, because people are saying that LeBron James is declining or whatever, and it's like, I don't know. Last time I checked, he was tied in points per game. It's for like the scoring title. I mean, it's weird, you know. LeBron James never, I think he only won one scoring title. I think it was, and one in Miami. I think it was.
Yes, he won one in Cleveland too.
I don't know if he won one in Cleveland.
I don't know if he won one in Cleveland.
I know he definitely won one in Miami. And when he did that, he was a bum. You know, he only has one scoring title. He's dog shit. All this garbage. And they were like, oh yeah, he should be able to get more. I was like, all right. LeBron goes out and does more, and now what? Now he's trying to stat pad. It's like free LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron James won the scoring title in 2008.
In 2008.
So it wasn't even with Miami.
It was with the garbage Cleveland.
Wow. Wait. Isn't that the year he averaged 30?
He was like 32 or 33.
You said what?
It was like 32 or 33 that year that he averaged at Cleveland.
Why my dumbass thought he averaged 30? Like,
Kevin Durant won the scoring title in 2010, and then in 2011, 2012, and 2014.
No.
That's when LeBron was with Miami, because that's when Durant was averaging like 31 a game with OKC.
First and foremost, Chris, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad.
Doesn't matter how you're doing. I've always wanted to do that just one time. How you doing, Chris?
No, doing good. Just been a frantic morning here, getting everybody where they need to be.
Bro, I already know how you feel, because I woke up late to an extent, and like I got my kids dressed. I was panicking. I got them dressed, and then I thought I was doing a good job. I was like, you know what? I deserve Dad of the Day, because I was doing a great job. My kid stumbles in, and my son took off all his clothes. So it's like, I was like, well, I guess I didn't put it on right, because he doesn't know how to take off his clothes. So either A, he's learning how to do it, which I guess I have to go back to onesie gang for this kid, or, and this is my fear, my daughter did it because they were playing around and she just took off his clothes to throw at him. So
Hey,
I don't know which it is, man.
And my Hoosiers got a win last night, so that's always a good thing.
Oh, by the way, you said that's your college team, right? The
Yeah.
Hoosiers college team. Fuck the Hoosiers. If it's not, if it's not Nikola Jokic, it don't matter to me. Right? it's Nikola Jokic versus the world.
Bro, he about to go off against the Celtics too for being the 5 seed too.
No,
He's gonna say screw them too, right?
He's gonna say screw
Not that far.
Edward Patrick Brady.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just throw it out there. I hope he has a career worst game. Okay, just be a whole. Matter of fact, I want a DNP. That's it. Just don't play. Rest, Jokic. You're killing yourself too much, bro. Rest. You deserve it. You feel me? After carrying that team, you need a day off. You feel me? So take a day off against the Celtics. You feel me? Just relax, go pop bottles. You know what I mean? Is he Ukrainian? No, he's suburban. I was about to say.
Oh boy. I didn't know.
No, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say I was gonna say call home to your family or whatnot, or go visit them or something. But then I was like, wait, is he Ukrainian? Because I don't know what's going on with that situation. I was like, he's Serbian, but at the same time, I look, geography. I'm horrible at geography. I don't know if Serbia is near Ukraine.
It's in the Baltics.
So it is.
He's close.
Yeah. I don't know geography at all. So it is. All right, then. So just stay here, I guess. But just go do something. Go push Marcus Morris again. Go beat him up. I don't know. Just go do something, man. Just don't play against the Celtics, bro. Please, I beg of you.
We'll see if he listens to you on Sunday.
I hope if he does, bro, I'm be so hyped.
He has to be the MVP of the league this year, right?
And Chris, that's actually what we were asking. The question was, who is your MVP? This is the first time I've been on the panel of 3 or more people, and we all agreed. It's crazy.
I mean, the injuries that Denver's had and the way he's had to carry that team, and he's putting up better numbers than he did last season.
Mm-hmm. My thing is, and here's my thing. My thing when it comes to it is, after you're losing, the pieces you lost are literally your number 2 and number 3 option. I love Aaron Gordon, but ever since Aaron Gordon got to Denver, he has not been a number 3 option. He hasn't even been an option.
Nope.
Like people are killing Tobias Harris right now, and it's like, hold on, Aaron Gordon was doing this before, and no one said a word. So it's like you're doing it without your number 2 and your number 3. Mind you, the number 2 that you lost in Jamal Murray gives you multiple times to rest, because instead of you having to orchestrate, he can go get his own bucket. So now it's even more. And then I said it earlier, and Dustin was helping me out with it. With he has like last time I checked a couple days ago, his plus minus when he's on the court, the Nuggets have it's a plus 60. I think it was like a plus 64. And without Jokic on the floor, mind you, it's not like Jokic missed a lot of time. When Jokic is off the floor, they're a minus 80. It's like 80. I think it was like 87 or something like that. Like, it's literally night and day the difference. So it's like, and I was telling Amon this, and by the way, I was only half joking when I said this. If he doesn't win it unanimously, he was robbed. I'm going to push that narrative. Like, if he doesn't get a clean sweep of all the voting, I'm going to say the NBA is rigged. It's a joke. Stop hitting me. I joked one time, and then the kid just beats the bricks off me. It's crazy, bro. Like, relax, bro. Relax.
The media narrative is trying to push Embiid. That's the only thing that scares me on it.
Yeah.
And that's really what, I hope doesn't happen. I hope that whole media thing, doesn't factor in. I know one guy who will be completely unbiased and who would call it right down the middle. That's me. I'm going to stuff the ballot. Just letting you know. I'm gonna stuff it. I'm gonna go boom. Just Jokic, and then I'm gonna see an Embiid, and I'm gonna go boom, and then stuff it. So what is this? Everyone, I'm so upset.
Oh my god. Back to yesterday.
So basically, I was talking with Freddie, right? And this guy keeps saying that Jeannie Buss has very little to say in terms of basketball operations. This is by far the dumbest thing ever. She's the majority owner, and she's the one who does everything. If she only signs the checks, why would she be there? Why would her voice be heard?
Yeah,
She's the one who hired Magic. She's the one who hired Magic.
She has Kurt Rambis and Rambis's wife that help her make decisions and stuff.
Right.
Too.
So she makes decisions. As compared to Robert Kraft, that's a whole different situation because Robert Kraft doesn't want to be hands-on. That's why he has Belichick to be both coach and GM. So that comparison doesn't fit well. It doesn't.
He got more crazy at the bottom. His next comment's even more.
Which one? Oh, and beat MVP. I mean, if you want to say MVP, I don't care. Yoke, listen, bro. Like I said, if Yoke does not get if it's not unanimous, I don't care. I'm burning the NBA down. Nah. If it happens, I'm going to Yoke and I'm like, Yoke, sit out. We boycotting it. We boycotting next year, bro. Come on, we boycotting it, bro. We about to go hit up Kyrie. Like, hey, yo, Kyrie, yo.
The funny thing is, if he did boycott, he would probably still win the MVP because they would see how bad Denver is without him.
Bro, I'm saying this and I mean it 110%. Yoke better get a clean sweep. I want unanimous. I want him to be the first double unanimous MVP.
Was he unanimous last year?
Yes.
Was he unanimous last year?
No, LeBron got one vote.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't think he was unanimous.
Man. See, now I'm conflicted. I wanted him to be unanimous, but at the same time, it's LeBron, so it's like.
If it was KD, then he'd be no.
Bro, yo, I'm okay with that. If it was KD, I'm.
He's livid.
I'm slandering KD. He's horrible. I'm slandering. Oh man, I'm so immature.
Kyrie's been on fire the last couple of games.
Yeah, he has been. Yeah, turn on the court. By the way, I'm not allowed to talk about Kyrie. I'm not allowed to. So if you guys want to, please have at it. I will give the floor to you, fine, exquisite gentlemen. But I'm not high, baby. Okay, you give me 1 second? All right, thank you. I am not allowed to talk about Kyrie because every time I talk about him, I'm a hater.
Damian Hernandez is right. Jerry Jones is a better comparison to Jeannie Buss than what Robert Kraft would be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And by the way, does Jerry Jones have a decision on if a guy, if he signs a player or not? But he's the owner. How is that possible? How is it possible for the owner of a team to be a hands-on owner? Egads. Can you stop kicking me, bro? Like, you're going to leave me a bruise, man. This kid just beating the bricks off me.
My grandson was beating the crap out of me yesterday. He grabbed me by my beard, and I couldn't get it.
And listen, and my beard is not even as
get
long
his little
as
hand
yours.
out of there.
Yo, my beard is not even as long as yours. And this little dude be thinking, yeah, I'm going to climb it. He be pulling up, be like, son, chill out. What you doing, bro? And then I'll get him off, right? And this little kid will, he'll put his fingers in, twist. So that way my hair gets, tangled. Yeah. So I can't just yank him out. You know what I mean? Because then I can hurt him. So now he's just looking at me like, eh. I'm like, nah, B, I be wanting to beat the bricks off him. Can you go with your sister? Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. All right, go ahead. No. Go over there. Go over there, Russ. We don't want you here. He just yelled at me, go. Where am I going to go? You have to go. I get no respect for this house, man. None whatsoever.
That's Russell Westbrook when he plays at Staples Center.
110%. 100%. I'm Russ at Staples.
Sorry, Crip Center. My bad. Crip Arena, whatever it's called.
Oh, Crypto.com Arena. What the I don't think I'll ever get used to the name. I'm going to call it Staples Center until the day
100%.
That's it. I'm going to call it Staples Center. Imagine if the Clippers end up taking the Staples Center name. Dude, I will pee my pants. But I mean, Chris, if you want to speak about Kyrie, please, of course, the floor is yours. I
don't care if we talk about him. I'll just make a comment. He's been on fire the last 2 games. He had another real good game last night.
Yep. Yeah, he dropped, what was it, 60?
60.
He was 60. He was in his.
And was pretty efficient shooting the ball as well.
Yeah, I was mad, though. I'm not going to lie. I was mad he dropped 60. because
cat.
I had Kevin Durant on my fantasy.
Durant,
So
yeah.
I thought Kevin Durant was gonna cook, and I looked and I was like, after I finished the game, because I forgot for a full minute that that Kyrie went nuts. So when I went this last night and I'm looking and it said KD only gave me like 19 points, I was like, what the? I'm like, what? And then I remember like, oh wait, no, Kyrie went out of his mind. I was like, damn. I'm like, yeah, cool, 19. I'm not gonna be mad about that. But KD, I want more. Give me 30. Go back to you dropping 30.
Well, I thought the same thing when because I didn't watch the game, so I was watching the IU game. But when I saw like thing go across the bottom, it said Durant 19 points. I was like, oh, Durant didn't have a very good night tonight compared to what he usually does. And then it said all of a sudden Irving 60. I was like, oh, okay, that's why. And then I saw the highlights, and that dude was hitting everything he was throwing up.
At the half, he had like 40
42.
something. 40 at the half.
Yeah.
I saw that, and I saw the score, and it was a blowout. It was so bad. I'm like, why are you still playing? like
I thought that when I was watching the highlights, like, why was he still in the game in the fourth quarter?
I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right.
He couldn't let the one Jersey boy have all the fun. He got to match the other Jersey boy.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, listen, they're dead. They're dead. And then he's cooking. And I'm like, all right, at this point, we got to arrest him because this is assault. This is like attempted murder at this point, bro. Because, like, he's just mad disrespectful. And there were, like, some plays he did that, like, he was like, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to start doing some new stuff. There was, like, this weird off shot he did that, like, looked mad weird. He kind of did, like, this little almost one-legged fader a little bit, but then like instead of shooting normally, it almost looked like it had a little bit of a Lonzo angle where he kind of went across, something like that. It was mad weird, and he made it, and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I should be impressed or disrespected because I don't know, man. Like I never seen you shoot like that before, Chief. I'm like, what you doing over here? And it was, listen, and I'll be honest, bro. And it looks like Kyrie, like you said, Chris, it looks like Kyrie is, starting to feel it again. If that mandate gets lifted, I don't know about y'all, but I don't know what team.
I'm still picking Brooklyn to come out of the Eastern Conference no matter what seed they get.
100%.
Especially if that ban gets lifted.
Not even if it gets lifted, because if it doesn't get lifted, they still have Kyrie for 4 of the 7 games, no matter what, because they're going to be the lower seeded team the entire way through.
Yeah, that's true.
It's crazy. I said this earlier.
Simmons is going to be back.
Yep.
Yeah, and I said this earlier. I said it earlier this year. I was like, if I'm Brooklyn, I 100% go for the 6 seed.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
I was like, I'll go for the 6 seed because now you have Kyrie there just in case. You have him there, and you're fine. You know what I mean? And now they're the 8th seed. They're in the play-in, but again, get back Ben Simmons, who when he comes back off of his back injury, you're not telling him, all right, you got to be Ben Simmons of older, whatever. I'm telling you right now, Ben Simmons, he comes back first game 5 threes. I'm calling it right now. I don't care what no one says. He's making 5. I'm not saying shooting. He's making 5
threes.
So 5 for 50. So what? 5 for 50.
I don't want 5 for 55. I want straight 5 across the board.
I don't want to jinx it.
I want straight 5s across the board. Listen, Brooklyn's gonna get smacked, right? Because if you know what I mean, if you miss 50 shots, you're getting smacked. But Ben Simmons going to 5 for 55, and he gonna be like, yeah. And I'm gonna be one of the people cheering for him, and everyone's gonna be like, what are you doing? I'm gonna be like, whoa, hold on. 5 3-pointers made, bro. I'm gonna be how I do with Mac Jones at that Buffalo game. I'm gonna leave like the most important context out of it. I'm like, yo, this dude came back first game, 5-3. Dog, he missed 13. Whoa.
If he hits 5 threes in the game, they're not going to even talk about.
No one's going to care if he missed.
They're just going to talk about that he made 5 threes.
Yeah, and yeah, 100%. No one's gonna care. I think they'll care after like the 3rd game. If he keeps doing it, then they'll be like, all right, Ben, come on now, relax. Okay, with the NBA, I want to ask you guys a question because I believe this year, the number 1 seed to certain teams are not as important as it is to others. So I want to ask you guys something. I'm gonna start with you, Amon. We're gonna start over with the Eastern Conference. Is there a team you see that desperately needs the number one seed? And just for clarification, I'm gonna read the seedings off right now. So we're gonna start off with the Eastern Conference. The number one seed, Miami Heat, 2 Bucks, 3 76ers, 4 Chicago, 5 Celtics, 6 Cleveland, 7 Raptors, 8 Brooklyn, 9 Hawks, and 10 Charlotte. Any of these teams that desperately need the number one seed?
To me, I don't think any team needs the number one seed. I think the teams that would like it would be Cleveland and Chicago, just because they kind of split at on the road anyway. But to me, in the NBA, home seed, the number one seed doesn't truly matter as much because you're still playing in an arena. It's not like if you're in the NFL, if you're Miami and you don't want to go to Kansas City in January. That's just not what you want to do because that's not your climate. Here, yeah, the fans make a difference, and sure, you'd like to have the fans on your side for the majority of the games, but there isn't teams to me that need the number one seed. And I don't think that really in the NBA anyone ever really needs the number one seed. Yeah, you can have the electricity coming on the floor and it helps at times. But again, the weather factor is not a factor because you're in the arena. There aren't teams that are so much better away than they are at home or vice versa. I don't really think it matters if they're home or away. So I don't see a team needing the number one seed.
Justin, do you agree?
Like Amon said, I don't think anybody needs it. They want it, but if there was a team that would need it more, I think it would be the Milwaukee Bucks just because of their home court advantage. We saw kind of how that played through in the playoffs the last couple of years, even though they didn't make it to the finals. The year they lost to the Raptors, but you still saw how much of an advantage the Pfizer Forum was as opposed to the rest of the places in the Eastern Conference. They are the ones that I think would benefit the most from getting the number one seed.
Chris, you completing the hat trick? I lied. No, I lied because Amon doesn't care. Doesn't say Milwaukee. I'm an idiot. Chris, number one seed. Who needs it? If anyone does.
I don't think anybody needs it, but I think it would help the Sixers. The 76ers do play a little bit better at home than they do on the road. They average about 5 more points a game at home. They shoot a little bit better percentage wise. Hit about 2 more threes at home as well. So I think, that'd be a good advantage to have being where you play better. But it's not like they're terrible on the road either. Just that they are a little bit better at home.
Yeah. For me, in the East, I don't think anyone truly needs it. However, I will say this: I think one team that I think would prefer it more than others, is the Miami Heat. I think they definitely need it if they even want to make any noise. I've said this before, and I mean this with, of course, all due disrespect. Miami Heat is just another Utah Jazz, another number one seed that's doesn't scare anyone, not going to do anything with it. I think they're kind of in the position where the Utah Jazz were in. I think was it last year they were the number one seed? I think it was last year. Someone fact check me. Dustin, you're a nerd.
You're talking who was the number one seed in the Western Conference last year?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, was it last year or the year before? Yeah, last that the Utah Jazz was the number one seed.
Check for you right now.
I think it was 2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah.
Who's the number one seed last year?
Yeah.
Phoenix.
No way. I thought they were the number 2. Kids do not do drugs.
No, Phoenix was number 2 seed last year. The number 1 seed in the Western Conference. It was the Jazz.
It was the Jazz.
Okay, so it was it. Okay. See, okay. All right. Oh, damn. Iverson, he's like, hey, yo, bitch boy. Call me a bitch. I remember Iverson called me a bitch my first show, and I was like, damn, bro, fried my bitch ass. But I think Miami desperately needs it. I think maybe another team that couldn't use it. I agree with Dustin being Milwaukee. I just think when they're on the road, I don't know what it is, but when they're on the road, it's just their energy is just gone. I don't know what it is. It might be the championship hangover, where when you win the ring, next year you kind of walk around like, I'm chilling. But because at home, they're lit. They're lit. Like in Milwaukee, they're a problem. They really are. Their energy's up. They're energetic, but on the road, it's like not saying that they're bad, but it's just for some reason they're just don't. I don't know. They just don't really. I don't want to say it's not that they're not trying, but there's a difference, and there's a legitimate difference. So I agree with Dustin in terms of Milwaukee. But I don't, like I said, I don't think the team really needs it because, like I said, I think this year none of the top 3 seeds are making it to the finals. In the Eastern Conference, I don't think Miami's making it. I don't think Milwaukee's making it, and I don't think the Sixers are making it. That's just me. But Amon's looking at me a little weird, like, "Hey, yo, I'm never doing a show with this guy again." Chris is like, "Yo, Pride lost all credibility," and Dustin was like, "Yeah, I'm ignoring this motherfucker."
No, I think Brooklyn was going to get.
But I'm gonna tell you right now.
I think Brooklyn is going to make it, so that doesn't surprise me.
Okay, good. I'm just glad because I'm just saying this right now. If the 76ers meet Brooklyn in the first round,
lights out.
Brooklyn in 5. I'm going Brooklyn in 5. And they're only winning a home game because Kyrie won't be there. Western Conference. So, by the way, the only team in the NBA so far who's clinched a playoff spot, not a play-in, a playoff spot, is the Phoenix Suns. So, if the Phoenix Suns go over, they will still be in the play-in, not the playoffs. So, bless her heart. Can you not be screaming? Cool. Company. Whatever. Fuck Pride. Number 1, Phoenix Suns. 2, Memphis Grizzlies. 3, Golden State Warriors. 4, Utah Jazz. 5, Dallas Mavericks. 6, Denver Nuggets. 7, Minnesota Timberwolves. 8, LA Clippers. 9, Los Angeles Clippers. And 10th, New Orleans Pelicans. Amon, number 1 seed. Do you think anyone needs it?
If one team did need it, I don't think anyone does. But if there's one team that I say could use it, I think the Warriors could use it. I think they shoot a lot better at home. I think sometimes you can see them getting a bigger slumps when they're on the road. So if there's a team I said that could use it, again, I don't think anyone really needs it. But the Warriors, to me, are the team that looks like if they could get the number 1 seed, they'd be really happy.
Dustin, I saw you nod your head. I'm assuming you're in agreement with Amon.
They need it. They are the only team in the NBA playoffs that need it. They have the best record at home in the NBA for a reason. And we know what that crowd can do when Steph Curry starts cooking in the playoffs. So, yeah, they're the one team that needs it, especially considering how you look at Phoenix. They're 29-8 at home, 26-6 on the road, so it doesn't matter where they go.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Memphis is 24-10 at home, 24-12 on the road. Doesn't matter. Utah is 24-11 at home, 18-15 on the road, so they're decent on the road. But the Warriors are 30-7 at home and 18-16 on the road. They're barely 500 on the road, but at home they barely lose. So they need that home court advantage just to make sure that they play 500 ball in the playoffs on the road. You have more road games than home games. 500 basketball on the road in the playoffs isn't going to get it done.
Chris, you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree as well because the Warriors are a totally different team.
I thought Chris was gonna go, yeah, and then done. I was gonna be like, oh, okay, like that's what I thought.
Is that mic drop?
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
No, because to agree with what Dustin said, the Warriors are a totally different team at home than they are on the road. And like you said, if Curry gets going and that crowd gets behind the Warriors, they just play at another level. So I think they do need the number 1 seed.
Did anyone see how bad the Lakers' record is in the division?
And it's crazy. I was just gonna say that
they are 3-11 in their division with 1 win coming against Sacramento.
They're 9-22 on the road.
22 on the road. Yeah, and Portland is 9-23 on the road.
1-12 in their division.
They defend home court very well though. A whopping 20-17. They defend home court pretty well. 3-11 in their own division. I would jump out the window. I would jump out the window.
Pride, luckily you don't have to because the Celtics are in 5th.
Yo, you heard it here first. By the end, I don't care what no one says. By the end of the year, we going to be number 3.
Boston will be 4th after tonight.
Nope. de toi.
So that means
Well,
they're
I'm
not going to
saying
make.
after-
They're
no,
not
I'm
going to make
saying
the finals,
after-
right?
I'm saying after tonight, you're going to move into fourth because the Bulls are going to lose at Utah, and then you're going to win your game.
Yeah, because Chicago sucks, bro. They're dog shit. I just love talking shit about the Bulls now. Because like every time I do, Dustin's like, "Fuck this kid," but you're kind of right. I get Rob triggered so much. That's like,
You
I
know-
don't know what I told you about. That's how I say what up to Rob now. That's how I say what up. Every time he comes in, I go, "Oh yeah, by the way, Chicago sucks," and then he goes, "What's up, Fried?" Like that's basically how I say hi to him. Look, in terms of Golden State, I do agree with you guys that yeah, on the road, yeah, they're struggling 18 and 15, and at home, woo, we've seen it for years. Every time Steph just makes 1 3, everyone starts tweaking like crazy. Everyone's tweaking. Now that's just after one, right?
And
However,
they have Klay Thompson back.
and that's my thing. I was gonna say I don't think they really need it because I just think that 18 and 15, a lot of it comes with the fact that Klay has been trying to get back into the swing of things. He's comfortable at home, but on the road, he's still trying to get his confidence back. And then at the same time, them being without Draymond is basically making Steph having to be the full-time point guard, and that's not how he plays his best basketball. He plays the best basketball with that movement and 4, 5, 6, 7 picks. You know what I mean? For him to start going to get that wide open three, to get the mismatch and go from there. So I think with the addition with Draymond coming back, Klay starting to get his groove back, and then Steph being able to play his best version of basketball, I genuinely believe that I don't think they truly need it at this point. You know what I mean?
And think about what you just said too. The Warriors lost 11 of 12 at one point, or 11 of 13 at one point.
Yes.
5 of their 7 home losses came during that season.
Yep.
So they had realistically only had 2 losses at home heading into that rough stretch. That shows you how dominant they are at home. Because if you take away that rough stretch, they might be like 28 and 7. They might be like 30.3 right now, or 32-3 right now, as opposed to 27 and 28 and 7.
Yep. Which is nuts, And again, I'm not saying that that they want to be a lower seeded team. You know what I mean? Obviously, home court advantage, especially for a team like Golden State who just somehow thrives on it. But I don't think it's as bad as the record makes it out to be, because I just think now. What? Okay, fine. You want me to say Golden State needs it? Okay, Golden State needs the number 1 seed.
I knew I liked the kid.
Okay. God, Lee, man, this kid just comes in screaming at me. Like, relax. All right, I said Golden State needs it. Okay. Golden State needs it. They need it bad. If they don't, they get swept. Is that better?
I'm not going to say they get swept, but they don't make it.
Well, he wants me to say it because if him and I have a difference in opinions one time, heaven forbid, okay, this kid starts screaming at me. This is what, and I told my fiance, when we buy a house, I need my own room because I need a safe space. I need a safe space. Y'all can call me a snowflake. I don't care. No one will know the struggles until you have a wife and 2 kids that do not respect you. You live in a household with a wife and 2 kids that don't respect you, and I promise you, in 2 days, you will need a safe space. I can't even have an opinion. Golden State, they're injured on home. This little kid, every time. I can't have an opinion. Boston's going to be the number 3 seed by the end of the year. Can I say that?
Great kid.
Can I say
Great
it?
kid.
Now he's kicking me. Can you? I'm going to put you. I'm not allowed to have an opinion. So from now on, every single question you guys ask me, I'm going to have to ask him first. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But another team I think who could honestly kind of need it to an extent, I'm actually going to say Phoenix. And the reason why I say that is because obviously, away they're unstoppable, right? But think about this. Imagine. Never mind. I have no opinion anymore. I take it back.
The only man to get pride to stop,
Literally the only one. I said Phoenix. He goes, I was going, like, come on, Slay. Golden State. Okay, you win. It's only Golden State. Phoenix doesn't need it, okay? Okay? Okay. Next topic. I just have no respect whatsoever. I have no respect whatsoever. Jesus Christ. I love
And ironically, the one team that doesn't need it the most is Memphis. Because if you look at their all-time record at home in the playoffs, they're 17 and 23 in the playoffs all-time at home.
Yeah, and not only that, Dustin, a little bit to your point, like, what I like about this Memphis team is, like, this is basically, imagine, remember how, like, back then it was, like, the grit and grind era? When you had Michael Conley, Tony Allen, Zach Randolph. This is basically the same thing. This is literally just the same thing, just they got younger. You know what I mean? And
Morant is their Conley, Jaren Jackson is their Zach Randolph.
Like
Steven Adams is just Steven Adams.
He's just Steven Adams.
Well, I don't remember who the center was back then. I don't think they had a well-known center back then.
Was it Marcus Gasol?
They had Marcus Gasol.
Right,
so
yeah.
Obviously, Steven Adams is not Marcus Gasol,
but he can, no.
He's Steven Adams. That's all we need.
I mean, John Morant could be Marcus Gasol. Yeah, let's just do that. But I agree to an extent too, Dustin, because not only that, but if you think about it, the way the Memphis Grizzlies play, they play the same exact way both home and away. Mm-hmm. Like, this young team, their mental fortitude is ridiculously great. Because think about it. Imagine you're getting booed and Dylan Brooks just go, okay, wabba. Jaren Jackson Jr. is like, oh yeah, back to the basket. Tell your aunties for her. Wah. John Morant is like, oh, you want to boo me? Booty's nuts. Wabba. Like these the way these, and again, for a young team to be like that, I'm giving them a compliment. I'm not allowed to talk anymore if anyone wants to. I agree with you, Dustin.
Morant didn't play last night, and they still blew the Pacers out last night.
I've been telling you this. A lot of people have been saying
the Pacers aren't very good at all this year.
No. Dustin's like, oh no, yo, man.
Because I like Halliburton. I don't want to hate on the Pacers too much because I like Halliburton, but they have nothing left outside of Halliburton.
You're exactly right.
Dustin takes one day off. One day off. And Amon, he still chooses violence. He still chooses violence. Like,
he's still in that office, man. It's getting to him.
Yeah, look at him. I noticed something. Right before he starts going nuts, like right before he starts like trying to end someone's life, he either does this thing or he does like this. He does
Bro, he's turned the safety off.
Yeah,
100%.
He
turned the safety off.
Pride's been rubbing off on me.
Yo, it's crazy because like every time I see Dustin do that, I'm like, all right, let me just make sure. Because that's why every time I see him do that, that's why you will notice I shut up. I'm like, look, because he's preparing himself. Like he's gonna start taking bodies, bro. Jeez, man, we still have a lot more stuff to talk about. I love you, my guy, but you're gonna have to give me a minute, okay?
You don't have anything to talk about. He's gonna tell you what you talk about.
You said what, Dustin?
I said you don't have a lot to talk about. He's gonna tell you what you have to talk about.
If we're gonna be honest at this point, have you guys ever played I forgot the name of the game. The punchline was I'm a puppet. That his head is behind me and I'm just, he's going like that. And that was the punchline.
No, your son is Jeff Dunham right now and you're just for that
100%. 100%. This kid is just drooling on me and he's not even trying to stop. All right, so you ready to go? All right, take off. Fast break. I get no respect. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. I'm going to a little bit of commercials.
Get ready. This summer, the Arena League Sports is on ASAP Network. Tune in live on either the Tiki Live or Roku app, as well as your smart home TV.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making a place. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
Now again, I'll Pride's son muted the mic, and I'll Pride's grounded.
Wait, what I do? What I do? What I
I
do?
said he started talking, your mic was muted. I said, now your son muted your mic, and now you're grounded.
My dad, my dumbass was like, I'm really muted. Like, I need help. I need psychiatric help.
I'm not trying to be so angry in hospital. It's just that my boss.
No. You're Dustin.
Coming out.
Dustin, can I ask you a question, Dustin? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If we get into a car accident, right? It's 100% accidental, right? No, it's no one's to blame. You know what I mean? You accidentally hit me. The lights were faulty and they had green lights. I'm going down one street. You're going another. You hit me. I die. You say sorry. Do I come back to life?
Yes.
No, I'm dead. I is dead. Don't say. Yo, man, this man had the nerve talking about. Yeah.
He said, yeah. He was like, duh, what are you talking about? You ain't heard of magical sorries, bro? Like, come on.
You survived one car accident already. You're going to survive another one, or I'm going to make you come back there.
I dead. I dead. I is dead. All right. What? What are you doing? So I talk about me dying and you're laughing. Zero respect in this household, ladies and gentlemen. I tell y'all, zero respect. I don't know what I gotta do, bro. I was gonna make a real messed up joke, but I'm gonna shut my mouth. You know what? Nah, I gotta commit. Keep pushing my buttons. I'm gonna be Chris Benoit. Do with that information as you will. Oh man, it was a joke. It's a joke. Relax. All right. If anything, he'll probably kill me. Jimmy G has been rumored to be traded. He was like, hey, yo, after they lost, he threw the interception. He was like, hey, yo, by the way, fuck San Fran. I never liked y'all anyway. Y'all still paid me. So, porn star Jimmy out. Let me ask you a question, Amon. Let me start with you. What team do you think Jimmy G will be able to properly thrive on? I'm not talking about like legit destinations. I'm talking about which team do you think he would perform his best on being the starting quarterback?
Well, I mean, you could say the New England Patriots, right? That's where he came from, and he didn't say likely. It's just where he could perform the best. And again, he understands that system, and he's played in that offense for a couple of years. But I think places like Cleveland or Indianapolis really stand out. I think Cleveland, you surround him with a load of talent, top to offensive line when healthy. I know the receiving core is kind of getting depleted right now, but that makes a lot of sense to me. You can also still run the ball exceptionally well. I think that situation, you play defense, you run the ball, and Jimmy just makes a couple big throws. Indianapolis, kind of the same situation. I think situations like that where the team is kind of there, the offensive line is stable, and he just has to go and deliver, and you got good backs behind him. That's the kind of situation I want to see Jimmy. So I think Cleveland or Indy, to me, makes the most sense. You're muted, Pride. Son muted you before he left.
The disrespect is real. Fuck. Damn, Amon had hit me with the your son muted you. I'm like, damn. And it's crazy because while you're saying that, I'm like trying to like hurry up and like unmute myself, but my mic was on the other monitor, so I had some distance. So I was trying to unmute myself and just start talking to talk over you, so that way no one would hear it. But I was too late. Oh man!
You know the State Farm commercial? Gotta be a little quicker than that. Gotta be quicker.
Ah, man, that's a good one. So Chris, Amon said Indy, which I would like it. As an Indiana fan, as an Indianapolis Colts fan, would you welcome Jimmy G?
Oh yeah, I'd welcome Jimmy G. I'm hoping that's who we end up with since we got rid of Wentz. And I think Indianapolis, like Amon said, would be a great fit for him because you have the good run game like like they did in San Francisco. Yes, Indy needs to get a little bit better on the receiving end. The receiver core isn't real deep right now, but that's some stuff you could pick up. But no, I think Jimmy G be a great fit in Indianapolis. I think you're right, Amon. He'd be a great fit in Cleveland as well.
Any other teams you can think of outside of Indy and Cleveland? I know there's one team I'm thinking about, but I'm gonna catch a lot of poo-poo for it. I'm gonna say it after Dustin though. I want Dustin to go first. So Chris, you can't think of any other teams right now?
No, not right now. Let me think about it for a minute.
All right, take your time, of course. As soon as it hits your mind, feel free to drop it. Dustin, Jimmy G, porn star Jimmy, the man who gets females, the dude who is definitely not a virgin, who maxed on them biddies, he's got a black book, Charlie Sheen 2.0. Where should he go to thrive?
I would have said Cleveland before they decided to blow everything up with Landry and Beckham going, but now they really don't have any wide receiver options outside of Cooper, so that takes that out of the question. Indianapolis would be a good fit with Jonathan Taylor, but wide receiver core is suspect at times there also, so that doesn't work out well for him. Ideally, he needs to go to a spot that has a good running game, so he can take the pressure off of him, which is why San Francisco has been the perfect fit for him because of what they do. But the other team that fits well for him is Philadelphia. Same reason for San Francisco. They have a great three-headed monster in that backfield. They have an improving defense, and they have some playmakers at wide receiver who could thrive with Jimmy Garoppolo. I think essentially San Francisco and Philadelphia are the two best spots for him right now because they play a similar style on offense.
I muted myself. That's all. I do agree to an extent where I do believe he does need to go to a team where I love you too, where they can have a great run game. Now you go to the living room. All right. I already got your brother cutting me down. I don't need you either. Okay. All right. If I'm wrong, let Daddy be wrong in peace. Okay. All right. Fuck me. As I was saying, so rudely interrupted. I do think a run game. At this point, I'm just convinced that it's not that I'm wrong. It's just because it's me saying it. I'm convinced at this point. I do think he needs to go to a place with a good run game. I hope he ends up staying with the 49ers. I do not think Trey Lance is ready at all. And if you don't believe me, it's a simple situation. Why would you trade up and not start the kid? We call the Packers stupid for doing the same thing with Jordan Love. It's time we say the same thing about the Niners. They're stupid for doing it. Because why would you trade up and not play the kid? Why would you trade up and say he's our franchise quarterback and start treating him like he's Taysom Hill?
It was a Colin Kaepernick 2.0. Is basically what it was. When they get drafted Colin Kaepernick, they still had Alex Smith. So kind of the same situation where Garoppolo and Alex Smith, you could argue, play the same style. Mm-hmm. Outside the fact that Alex Smith can run, obviously, a lot better than Garoppolo can. But they played the same exact style. They go and drafted Colin Kaepernick, who does a lot of the same things Trey Lance did. So you're kind of looking at how the 49ers were when they had Jim Harbaugh, where they're transitioning out of Alex Smith, Jimmy Garoppolo mold and going back to that read option, multiple threat quarterback that Kaepernick was and that Lance probably can be.
So I'm gonna spit out three teams. I want you guys to let me know how you feel about them. The first team, and I want you to hear me out on this one, the Baltimore Ravens. Hear me out. Baltimore Ravens is literally one of the gimmickiest teams in the NFL. What quarterback has been on the second gimmickest teams in the NFL? The Niners, Jimmy G. You put him there. Now, granted, he's not starting, but it would be a situation where, you know how the Raiders would use Marcus Mariota in certain situations, especially on the goal line. I think it'll be a situation like that, where Jimmy G takes a snap. You know what I mean? And he's mobile enough. He's mobile enough where if he's running, it's okay. You know what I mean? You can be like, okay, he can do something. And then, you know what I mean? Kind of like a whole gimmick situation. I think it could work. Now, the problem is he won't be a starter. But if we're going to be honest, if you look around the league, there's really not that many places he can be a starter, if we're going to be honest.
Send him to Tennessee.
You said what?
Send him to Tennessee.
That was actually going to be my second team. That's actually going to be my second team. With Derrick Henry back there, I think this would make sense for both teams. I really do.
You would have Julio and AJ to fill.
Right, because now you have that, and you have those two guys who not only can go deep, but and by the way, Damon, I'm talking more him going to the Ravens in terms of the gimmick side of things, not him being the starter. They don't really like Huntley like that. I don't know why. You know what I mean? But I really do believe from the gimmick side of things, it could work. Again, he's not gonna be there every, he's not gonna be the starter.
They don't want Joe Flacco back.
Huh?
I said they don't want to bring in a guy like Joe Flacco back anymore.
Right.
They can bring Lamar Jackson, and that's who they are now.
Right, which is fine. So, again, that's a reach, but I think in terms of watching it, I think it'll be kind of fun. I really do. You know what I mean? Because think about it. You can have Lamar Jackson lined up. Jimmy G takes a snap, fake handoff. He runs, and next thing you know, he ends up throwing across to Lamar, who then musters all his power to do a 5-yard chuck over to Mark Andrews for a 6-yard gain. I think that'd be fun to watch. I think it would be 100% fun to watch. But Dessa said the Titans, which honestly, that's definitely one to talk about. Like, I think it's perfect for both teams. I think you get a quarterback in Jimmy G, a new guy in Tennessee, where you want to try something new. You want to figure it out. Again, it's 1 year, so you can figure out where you want to go from there. God knows how they even feel about Ryan Tannehill right now. And then Ryan Tannehill to the 49ers, I think it gives you a guy who can mentor Trey Lance a little more, and B, you're also upgrading quarterbacks.
The thing with Ryan Tannehill is a better regular season quarterback than Garoppolo, but in the playoffs, Garoppolo is a better playoff quarterback. And that's ultimately what's held Tennessee back these last couple of years when they've gotten to the playoffs. It has been the poor play of Ryan Tannehill. Because you know what Derrick Henry's going to give you.
Right.
You know what the rest of that team's going to give you. The defense played outstanding against Cincinnati where they sacked Joe Burrow 9 times. Mm-hmm. It was the poor play of Ryan Tannehill that cost them that game where you bring in a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo who doesn't put up the greatest playoff numbers, but the one thing he does is he takes care of the football. And that's what you need to do in the playoffs is you need to take care of the football, and that's what Jimmy Garoppolo does in the postseason.
He stays out of the way. And here's the third team I think should heavily consider Jimmy G. Now, this one's going to be extremely awkward, but I think they'll be able to make it work here. The Saints.
Yeah.
I think the Saints with who they have, I genuinely wholeheartedly believe they can make it work.
Yeah.
I really do.
They could make it work because that way they could keep Taysom Hill on the field at all times. Because you can line him up as wide out. Depending on what happens with Camaro, you can line him up in the backfield. And then if you wanted to have him just have specific set passing plays, you could use that. With what Taysom Hill is getting paid and how his contract was designed, you need him on the field as many plays as possible. Whether that's as a running back, a wide receiver, a quarterback, whatever. So bring in a quarterback like Garoppolo, let Taysom Hill do more of his wide receiver routes, more of his running routes, and then if you have a special play in mind for Taysom Hill, then line him up under center and just bench Garoppolo for those couple plays.
Well, look, I 100% believe that it's perfect. He'll be a perfect fit there, because then you got it's the you have that guy in Taysom Hill who could be your Debo in terms of running the whole gimmicks thing, right? So you have that gimmick receiver, right? Then you also have Michael Thomas, which I do believe he ends up returning and playing for them. I just think he's kind of waiting to see, all right, what do we do at quarterback? Because he's like, look, I ain't playing with Taysom Hill. Fuck that. Which I don't blame him whatsoever. I also think Marquez Callaway is a stud. I don't care what no one says. If you don't
That's
believe me, I will
Prod's
fight
guy.
you. You said what?
That's your guy.
That's my guy, my boy, my best friend, my partner in crime, my fellow criminal, whatever you want to call it. That's my guy, 110%. If the Saints don't want to take care of him, come over to New England. Now we won't pay you, but we'll show you love. You'll get consistent touches. Like, but I think if you have Jimmy G there, again, you have a nice run game with Alvin Kamara. God knows what's going to end up happening with him, which, Bus is hard if we all know how the NFL is. If Calvin Ridley's going to get suspended for a whole season, Alvin Kamara is probably going to get a game and a half. So, it's just I think Jimmy G
will
will
get
work.
a game and a half suspension with a $5 million payroll.
Is that what?
He'll get a game and a half suspension and then a $5 million payroll.
100%. He'll get a paid vacation and then they give him pay raise, courtesy of the NFL. So it won't even count against the Saints cap. But I don't know. I think Jimmy G with the Saints, I think that would fit.
What about Seattle?
That was the next team that just popped into my head. What about Seattle?
I don't like Seattle.
It's the offensive line issues for me.
Not only the line, but Chris Carson, he's getting way too injured. Dude is like the Anthony Davis of the NFL. He steps onto the field and all of a sudden the dude's out indefinitely. You know what I mean? So it's like, Damian says Jimmy to the Bills. As a backup, maybe?
Yeah, as a backup.
Yeah, you're not getting rid of Josh.
He's not. You think he started, you're out of your mind. You think he started, you're out of your mind.
You could go to Miami.
Miami just signed Teddy Bridgewater.
I was about to say, they just signed Teddy Bridgewater.
That's what I realized that right now.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want to be the third string, have at it.
That ain't gonna happen.
Go to Detroit.
Is that what?
Go to Detroit.
Go to Detroit. Go join Jared Goff. QB battle.
I gotta stop disrespecting Jared Goff. Stop
What
doing
about
that.
the Panthers?
Panthers are all in on watching it. They don't get watching the stick of the Cardinals.
I don't think they take on the contract. And the line's not good at all, so you're not even going to get Garoppolo for majority of the year. The line is so horrendous.
They're going all in on
in
They're going all in on Watson because he's mobile. And if they can't get him, they're going to stick with Darnold for one more year just because Darnold is a little bit more mobile.
I don't think the Panthers would work only because. What was I saying?
I was like, you go somewhere with that one? Why the Panthers aren't going to work?
Thank you. Appreciate it. I just had a moment. I don't know. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. Jesus Christ. I gotta go see a doctor. I think I'm like mentally challenged or something. But I don't think it'll work because I'm not a fan of that wide receiver core. I really don't. Running backs, Trevor Hubbard has not shown me that he could fill the void that Christian McCaffrey's going to leave when he gets injured.
Tennessee, though?
You said what?
Didn't they just get the guy from Tennessee that was filling in for Derrick Henry last year?
What guy from Tennessee?
The running back, Foreman? Is that his last name?
Who?
The guy that was filling in for Derrick Henry when Derrick Henry got hurt last year from Tennessee.
Devonta Foreman?
Yeah, he just signed with Carolina.
I don't know. I'm not high on Devonta Foreman. Or Dante Foreman, however you want to say it.
Dante Foreman.
Yeah, I think it's like D-O-N-apostrophe-T-A.
I think it's D''O''N''T''A.
Okay, cool. Thank you for correcting me. Fuck me. I just love messing with you. No, I mean, I like him. Again, I just don't feel comfortable with him being your bell cow. But again, it's a possibility he could. I just think, and this is just me, I just think there's way too many other things that Panthers need to fix offensively. Defensively, special teams, coaching, ownership, location, life.
Hey, location. Come on now. Pride, don't do that. Born in the Carolinas, man. Come on now.
Nah, bro, Then look, bring him over to South Carolina. We treat people, but I don't know why I'm saying we only been here for like 2 years, but whatever, yo. We treat people better down there. Oh man. Damian said Jimmy to Pittsburgh to get rid of Mason Rudolph. I will say that I don't think anybody wants Mason Rudolph.
I was gonna say they're just trying Trubisky.
They just care.
Which is what I'm saying. Like, if you want to get rid of Mason, fine. But again, Jimmy being a backup, I mean, hey, to their own. But I don't know a lot of guys who will trade backups.
Yeah. Not at that price.
Right,
In terms of contract.
No way. I mean, come on, bro. Mason Rudolph's dog shit. All due respect, of course. The guy is horrible. Horrible. Give me a helmet and pads, and on God, I'm having a better game than him. And I'm stupid. I can't even break down Madden plays. Forget real life. I forget the routes, and if you hold L2, it shows you everyone's routes, and I still forget them. And on God, guess what? I'm having a better game than him, bro. I got the arm of my 1-year-old son, and I got more air distance than this guy, bro. Of course, I mean it with all due respect, bro.
Jaguars just signed Darius Williams. Sorry, Jaguars just signed Darius Williams, Rams corner, 3 years, $30 million.
The Jags are quietly putting together a team that in about 2 to 3 weeks is going to have expectations.
In that division, yeah.
Especially in that division, especially if the Colts don't find a quarterback.
If the Colts do not find a quarterback, like, I don't know, man.
The Colts have a quarterback.
So what?
Colts have a quarterback.
The what quarterback?
The Colts have a quarterback. He just hasn't played in 4 years.
Oh, don't do that to Chris, man. Dustin, don't do that to Chris. I told you the safety's off now. He did this. Price said the safety's off, and he's coming.
But to go based on what you guys said, I mean, obviously, will Tennessee win the division again? Probably. You have a healthy Derrick Henry. After that, the division's pretty open. I'll be honest, like that second place, and if you get, and we've seen it, if you get second in this division, you have a great shot of being a wild card team.
Not if everyone goes 7 and 10.
You said what?
Not if all the 3 teams in second place go 7 and 10.
Dustin, woosah, all right, brother, woosah. Yo, is there some hatred here that I don't know about?
No, I just
don't
see the Jaguars improving by 6 games. I don't see Houston improving by 5 games. And the Colts, we saw what happened to them this last 2 weeks of the season without Carson Wentz. They're going to take a step back. I think Tennessee can go 9-8 and not even have to worry about anybody else in that division because I don't see anybody else winning more than 7 games.
I don't want to see. That's the I'm messed up, but this is the gay dude, right? He's the one that came out that he was gay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Huh. Last time I checked, he was having a respectable year.
He was solid.
Yeah, so why'd they cut him?
Because John Gruden's not there. I mean, what's the other 2 teams?
Oh, I'm dumb as shit.
No, he was not very good this year.
Oh, he was bad.
He was awful. He was god awful.
I retract my statement.
In his 2 years with the Raiders, he was not very good at all.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow, I'm embarrassed. Oh wow.
I was thinking about Buccaneers him because I remember him in a Buccaneers uniform. He was actually decent there, but
he was yeah. Oh wow. This is okay.
he's god awful in Vegas.
I take it back.
He had 4 sacks in 2 years.
Yo, what a goat. You got 12 quarterback hits. Holy, what a legend, bro. Can I be like him when I grow up? Wow. A whopping 1 interception. Wow, what a goat.
He's a DN, so 1 interception's all right.
1.5 sacks this year.
That's the issue. 1.5 sacks this year, 2.5 sacks last year.
And he's a pass rusher too.
He's a defensive end. Yeah, he's purely a pass rusher.
Yeah, that's his
job.
No
wonder everybody wanted him in free agency.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, no, I didn't realize he was that bad. I didn't realize it was that bad. What the hell? Number 94. Played in 13 games. A whopping 0 starts. How many snaps did he take? I want to see how many snaps he was on the field for.
Magic? You're talking Magic, right?
Yeah.
I think it was like 78% of the snaps.
Well, he's 28 years old. 86 games. Wow. What a shame. Imagine being the Darren Williams of your sport.
Oh, he was only on the field for 24% of snaps this year.
So in practice, they must have seen something in practice that just did not make them feel comfortable at all.
Yeah,
Either that or
he took 251 snaps he took this year, which is 21.68% of the team snaps.
Here's the question: should I be immature? Should I be immature?
Probably not.
Should I be immature?
I'm gonna say probably not. That's my record. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna go on the record and say no.
Should I be immature? Can I be immature? If you're not giving the guy snaps, what the fuck is he supposed to do?
Because the Raiders used a 3-4 defensive set this year. You had Max Crosby as one of your defensive ends, 80% of the snaps. You had Yannick Ngakoue, the other defensive end, 72% of the snaps.
Right, but my thing is,
and then your defensive tackle Quentin Jefferson had 79% of your snaps. Other defensive tackle Solomon Thomas had 48% of the snaps. So your two defensive ends getting 80% of the snaps. That's why he only got 20. Because those are your two premier pass rushers.
You got two premier pass rushers.
Hold on. So, okay. So I just saw. Okay. Oh, by the way, I was literally just about to explain this. So the designated post-1 June release. So basically, what they do, that is your punishment for releasing a guy after a certain time in free agency. So that way, basically, if you release a guy before June 1st and they're able to go and find another team and be okay, you know what I mean? You still give them options. It gives you the option as the team. Their payment to you, so to speak, is you save more money against the cap. So releasing him, they saved $8 million. Right? Yes. So it's $8 million that they saved. If they ended up waiting, then it would have been $3 million. Then they would have only saved $3 million against the cap. So that's basically your incentive to release a guy ahead of time. That's basically your incentive.
Trying to keep teams from waiting until the last second to release players and kind of screwing the players over.
Right. So, which again, at first I was like, what the hell? But I mean, again, I get it. You know, I mean, think about it. Like, you're saving $8 million. That's a lot. Okay. Yeah, I'm just double checking. Oh yeah, I'm just double checking to make sure.
What'd you say? He played like 20% of the snaps this season?
Yeah, like 21.68%.
Yeah, so I mean, you're saving $8 million on a guy that barely even
touched the field.
So I mean,
so I just because I was just wanted to double check and make sure that like what I said was true about the June 1st thing. So it's true. This happened in 2006. So I just want to make sure that I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't wrong. So yeah, so that's basically what that means. Okay, another coach. What does it mean when they say they are tendering a player? If I'm not confused, if I'm not mistaken, I think Dustin you'll be able to fact check those. Tendering is kind of like a step under restricted free agency, right?
Yes.
Where it's like you have
Tendering means the team is agreeing to give the player a contract for the upcoming season who is still under control.
right.
So it's basically they know the player is entering the final year of his contract, but they present him with a proposed contractual agreement beyond next season where if they accept it, then the extension takes into place, and if they don't accept it, then it's just basically a voided document.
This is why we have Dustin here.
It's that guy. Siri, bring it back.
This is why we have him. On the topic of the day, MLB free agency has been running wild. Just some of the names. The snitch, the op, the guy I cannot stand anymore, Anthony Rizzo.
Hey now.
I
Hey now.
Dog shit, Anthony Rizzo.
I'm going to smack that afro off your head.
Trash can, Anthony Rizzo.
Oh my God, the switch.
That's fine. And you know what? After you slap it off, do me a favor. Give Anthony Rizzo some so that way that baby face can grow some man hair, bro. Get out of here, bro.
He had cancer. Leave him alone.
You know who else had cancer? Trey
That-
Mancini.
that's it.
Trey Mancini. And he came back with a beautiful... Come on, stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. Anthony Rizzo's a bitch. He's a bitch.
Are you mad that Cash Forward left your Red Sox?
I am so depressed.
I knew that's why he's feeling it. He's got the Red Sox shirt on and everything.
That's where all this depression is coming from.
Right, let's do this real quick.
The Chicago Cubs made history this morning with their signing.
Wait, who?
The Chicago Cubs.
Cares. We're not talking about poverty franchises, bro. Talking about
They just gave Sia Suzuki more money than Shohei Ohtani.
Which blew my mind. That blew my mind. And I've been trying to find, you know what I mean? Trying to find why they would do that. I guess for those of you who don't know,
He's legit.
5 years, $85 million for the Japanese.
Sia Suzuki is legit.
I don't know. So this is his slash line: 309-402-541. And by the way, this is his career in Japan.
Yep.
With 189 home runs and 102 stolen bases.
He's got 524 career walks and 631 strikeouts.
Yep, and this past year he hit 317, 433, 636 with 38 dingers and 9 swipes.
And 87 walks and 88 strikeouts.
I will say this, I do not think he's going to pan out.
And he's been playing professionally since he's been 16.
I don't think he's going to pan out.
I don't think he's going to pan out to be like Shohei, but I think he's going to be basically a right-handed version of Hideki Matsui. And if you can get a right-handed...
Yeah. I just don't get why you're paying Shohei all this much, bro.
If he's going to be...
Not Shohei. I'm sorry. Not Shohei. I'm sorry. Yeah, because Shohei, that's my boy. Suzuki. I don't get it. And you know what I actually think it is? I just think it really has to do with Shohei, where like
it does, but it also has to do with Suzuki has put up better numbers than what Ohtani did. Ohtani had the pitching factor mixed in with it, but from an offensive side of things, Suzuki has put up better numbers than Ohtani. And they always, like when Suzuki was coming through the MPB last year and basically going into the free agency process, they said that Suzuki was the best hitter to ever come out of Japan since Matsui. And Hideki Matsui is still considered like the greatest hitter ever to come out of Japan outside of Ichiro. And that's kind of why the Cubs spent what they spent on him, because even if they get, no one's asking him to be what Shohei is, because there's not going to be another Shohei. So if you can get 5-6 years of Hideki Matsui from the right-handed side of the plate, that's a bargain for 15 million.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Like I said, I believe wholeheartedly it's not really going to pan out because when you throw a guy this type of deal, you want him to be the next Shohei or Shohei. That's just the unfortunate fact of the matter. It's a shame, it really is. But again,
Did the Cubs have to pay him that much to be able to sign him? Or
I know there was a little bit of a bidding war.
It was between the Cubs and the Padres, basically.
Right.
So you knew the Cubs were going to have to spend if they wanted him because San Diego was having no trouble spending.
Right.
But at least going to Chicago, it gives them an opportunity to play every day. So if you look at the San Diego roster, where would you put him?
yeah, that's true.
That's I think ultimately why Chicago got him, because you can put him in left field, you can put him in center field, you can use him as a DH if you want, because he actually has more options to put.
What's up, Mike?
Hey.
This is a sad day.
What?
This is a very sad day indeed.
It's a sad day because Kyle Schwarber is no longer in.
Don't say his name anymore.
Oh,
Do not say his name anymore.
sorry, Pride.
We don't. Mike, do not say that. Do not trigger me. All right.
I ain't say nothing. Cheated on me one time too. It's fine. It happens. I told you he was for the game. He was for the streets.
He told me he wanted to marry me.
Who's vacuuming right now? Y'all don't hear that? Y'all don't hear that straight up air?
No.
Hey, in the comments, let me know if it sounds like there's someone vacuuming right now, bro.
Mine's like, damn, Mike comes on when I leave. I see how it is.
Come on!
You literally just missed him.
Ah, shit. I love
Literally.
Amon. I finished. I was doing the hot stove stuff. I'm sorry, Amon.
God damn.
Kyle
bro.
Schwarber was one of my topics, so I'm sorry.
Bro, I'm just so sad, to be honest, bro. I thought we had I thought we had a legitimate chance to beat them. Really did. But, you know.
I did too. I thought he really would enjoy Boston.
Oh, me too. But you know.
Him and Drake in the middle of that lab is going to be fun to face.
Yeah, he's a sellout. Anthony Rizzo, 2-year deal with the Yankees. I will say this: I don't think it means an absolute thing. I think maybe it's just me. I don't think it means a single thing because they still have plenty of other holes.
It's not even. It just makes me mad, bro. It's like, all right, Judge is injury prone. Stan's injury prone.
Thank you.
You know what? Stan's not even injury prone. He's just injured 100% of the time. I don't care, even when you're healthy or not. Then you got Rizzo. I love Riz. That's my all-time favorite player. Injury prone. Josh Donaldson, injury prone. All these guys, Gleyber Torres can't figure it out. All these other guys are injury prone. You have no rotation because they're all injury prone. Garrett Cole is a cheating, lying son of a bitch. And sorry, but
Listen, I said this before and I'll say it again. And only casuals get mad when I say this. If Garrett Cole's your best pitcher, you're not. If he's your best pitcher nowadays, you're not winning shit. You can even make the argument that even with him being your best pitcher, you won't win nothing.
No,
Because in
100%.
Houston, he was never the best pitcher. That was Justin Verlander. That was Justin Verlander, who was basically their ace.
I hear you. I'm sorry. My dog's being really ghetto right now. But
You're good. But you know what I mean? I said, bro, if Garrett Cole's your best pitcher, you're not doing shit. And you can get mad at me all you want. Don't believe me. Go look it back. When he was having his, quote, best years, I'm not even going to say anything about cheating. When it was his best years, what was he? Was he the number one? No.
I would say for 1 year he was.
No, he wasn't.
But it wasn't when they won the World Series.
I don't think he ever was a number one.
I would say that last year in Houston, he was viewed as the number one because Verlander was banged up.
I'll take an injured Verlander over a prime Garrett Cole. A
I'll
prime cheating Garrett Cole. I'll take I would take a Justin Verlander on the IL.
I said it on Jay's show last night. Justin Verlander is going to get comeback player of the year in AL Cy Young.
He signed back with Houston, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Which I thought was weird because I thought the reports were basically saying that the clubhouse didn't like him, they didn't want him there, and other stuff like that. And then it's just like they resigned, and I was like, it's just you don't know what truth there is to anything, to be honest. But it was weird. Like the writing was on the walls that he was out of there. He didn't even come back for their playoff run, and it's like now you're just back. Kind of weird, a little bit. I think that might speak volumes to Carlos Correa, possibly their relationship with Carlos, because Carlos is gone now. But who knows, honestly.
What do you think he ends up?
Carlos?
Yeah.
I think he stays. I was just talking to my guy Fat Mike about it. Right now, Scott Boras just became his agent. So if he does sign a long-term deal, his old agent gets half of that money, and Scott Boras doesn't see even half of that contract. So if he signs a 1-year deal right now, Dustin, that means that the former agent will get a piece of it, and then going in the next year, Scott Boras would get the entirety. And I know Scott Boras is a person. We all know who Scott Boras is. He wants that payday. He don't want to share that shit.
Which is why I think Correa actually signed a 1-year deal with the Cubs.
No. Why?
Because of what you just said. So sign the 1-year deal with the Cubs with somebody to get as much money as possible. The old agent gets that, and then after that, Boras has a clean slate to get Correa his big payday.
Right, but wouldn't you rather go to Boston, Atlanta, LA, get a championship?
No.
Why would you go to the Cubs?
He's got the championship already. That's why I think he just wants to get paid. And I think he's willing to take a 1-year deal, even if it means like going to a team like Chicago, where that could ultimately speed up their rebuild by maybe a year or two. Because if Correa goes there for 1 year and then leaves, or Correa goes there and then possibly something else happens where he signs an extension after that, depending on how much he likes it, that speeds up their rebuild.
I agree with Dustin to an extent. It's a good idea, but I like in terms of the 1-year deal, I think that's what's gonna happen. I think Mike, you even touched up on this too. Like I'm with the 1-year deal.
Yeah, the Scott Boras thing is definitely in full effect to me.
110%. I think this is what they're trying to figure out. Are we doing a pit stop, or
this is a long-term 1-year deal?
Or exactly, is this 1-year deal basically going to be with the team you want to spend the rest of your career with?
Right.
Or do you want to go elsewhere for 1 year? I think that's what they're trying to figure out.
I think it's everything together. I think it's
that's what they're trying to figure out.
It's a 1-year deal to get Correa the biggest payday that he can get for 1 year.
Right.
I think it's a 1-year deal to see if this is going to be like his long-term destination.
Right.
But I also think it's a 1-year deal because I think Correa wants. Let's just use the Cubs again for an example. If Correa goes to Chicago and plays well, like not even like Houston Astro well, where he's hitting 35 homers, close to 100 RBIs, plays good defense. I think it's more so what the Cubs do the next offseason, which will determine if Correa stays.
But I think of it like this. This is a perfect opportunity to, one, stay healthy, because you can go to Atlanta and say, hey, Swansby can play short. I'm just going to DH. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to risk my longevity of getting this long deal. I'm going to DH and play for the defending champs. And we're going to go back to back now that Matt Olson's there, now that all these other individuals are there. Or you could flip that. Hey, let's look at what happened with Corey Seager leaving. I could go play shortstop for the Dodgers for a year and go have fun with that. I could go mess around with the White Sox and play DH and still not get hurt. He can do so many things now with the universal DH where he doesn't even have to step on the field.
I think he goes to Detroit and pushes Javier Baez to second base.
For a 1 year, I could see it.
I could see him going to Detroit long term.
I could see that too, but I think again it all comes down to, I think, like what Javi ends up doing. If Javi's playing like dog shit next year, I don't think he's gonna go.
No, Javi's already said he'll move to second base. That's what I said. I think the Tigers.
No, I just mean Javi, like offensively. If he's hitting like shit, Carlos isn't going there long term.
Yeah. I could see him easily going there for this year and pushing Javi to second this year, and then both play Javi.
100%. Also, I've heard. I know this is off topic, but I'm hearing a lot of rumors around Christian McCaffrey going to the Kansas City Chiefs, and I was hoping Greg was here, but that's if there's any validity to that, I will be leaving not only the ASAP network, but sports in general, because I will never watch another football game ever again. Because I hate Patrick Mahomes. I hate Juju Smith-Schuster. Well, I don't hate Patrick. I hate Jackson. Let's be real. I will
said
cry.
this before. I said it before, and I
There
mean it.
there is a lot of truth to that
I said it before, and I mean it.
because Kansas City wants to form a backfield with basically what Jarrett McKinnon gave them the playoffs.
Oh no! All play a total of 5 games. Pride.
Is that what?
I said Clyde Edwards-Helaire, CMC, all gonna play 5 games together until they get hurt.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm so comfortable saying this that you can at me. I don't care.
At Pride Politics.
I don't give a shit. If you disagree with me, we can fight about it.
How's your morning, Chris?
What was I saying?
I don't know. I was just talking to Chris.
Well, I'm doing good.
I love Chris, bro. Chris is my favorite one on our panel. Pride, are you okay? Are we having an aneurysm, sir?
What was I saying?
I don't know. You leaned back and you said something of you don't care who at you, and then you said nothing.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't important.
Not like signing Kyle Schwarber important.
Fuck you, man.
I'm sorry, Pride. You got Conforto, though. You can bring in Conforto.
I'll kill myself.
No. Conforto's nice.
Kyle Schwarber was the white version of David O'Keefe in Boston.
And on that note,
Hey, at
boys,
least the Red Sox
I
aren't
just
trading away all
wanted
their
to
offense.
hop in and say, hey, I gotta bounce though. But Chris,
bro.
it's always lovely seeing you. Dustin, I'll see you tomorrow. Pride.
Yep.
See you in the comments, baby. I got some
Bro,
stuff I want to stir
Dog,
up.
life is a simulation. I gotta let you know why I said that. By the way, I know. Ask Tony why I said that. Ask Tony.
I'm gonna get on the phone with Tony right now. I have questions.
Dude, ask him, and oh my God, you're gonna be screaming. I promise you.
All right, bet. I'll talk to y'all. All right.
You'll be safe.
You too.
But yeah, man. I mean, look, free agency is gonna be interesting. Carlos Correa is definitely one of the biggest guys, one of the biggest names left so far. And I'm telling you, man, it's just, oh. I think I told you. I think I was telling you guys this. I 100% believe. By the way, Cubs are looking at Zach Greinke, which I don't mind.
Trevor Story's market just took a hit.
I don't mind that.
Trevor Story has turned down 3 9-figure contract offers already.
Who's Zach Greinke?
No, Trevor Story. The
Who?
other shortstop with Carlos Correa, he's turned down 3 9-figure deals already.
So at this point, it's like,
which means he's getting at least $100 million offers from 3 teams, and he's turned them all down.
So at this point, it's not only money, but he also wants to make sure that it's at a place long term. That's why I wholeheartedly believe that he's gonna go and he's going to go to a place where, and again, I have no problem with this. He's gonna go somewhere, and that's gonna be his final team. I think that's really what they're considering. I think that's what they're thinking about. Like, do we want to make a pit stop, or do we just kind of want to go, okay, boom, this is what we're doing, and go from there? Because
could you see Correa or any of these players taking it up? Because look at all the people that are getting signed right now. The first spring training games are tomorrow. There's no way these players are going to be ready to even get to spring training camp by tomorrow. Once they get there, they're not going to be ready to play for probably another 5 days. And then they're going to have 10 days of games to get ready for the regular season.
Yep.
Knowing that this lockout took so long and that these players had to wait 3.5, 4 months before they could finally sign somewhere, I could see Correa, Story, and a lot of these free agents taking the year off and just kind of resetting things, because otherwise not only are they rushing to get a contract done right now, but by the time they get one signed, get one taken care of, they're not even going to have a spring training with their new team. And then once the regular season starts, they're going to be behind everybody. They're going to get off to a slow start because they didn't have no spring training, and that puts them at risk for injury because they didn't have the normal workout routine that the rest of the team has had. Because you look at 2020 during the COVID season. Look how many players got hurt those first 2 weeks of the regular season once it started after they had that 3.5 months off. They tried to do a condensed spring training just to get everybody up to speed. The regular season starts and you have guys like Max Fried and all these pitchers throwing out their arms and a bunch of other injuries. All these other players started to get hurt because they weren't in major league shape. That's what's going to happen to all these unsigned free agents if they try to sign a contract now, try to rush and get into spring training and just try to be ready for the regular season. They won't be able to.
You saw all the hamstrings getting pulled and non-contact injuries.
They're not going to be able to be ready for the start of the regular season. That's why I'm not going to be shocked at all to see guys like Correa or Story or a lot of these free agents take a year off or wait until middle of the season to sign with somebody.
Yep. We're going to be seeing a lot of injuries this year, unfortunately.
The only thing that kind of helps with that is with the universal DH now. Correa could go somewhere and they could use him at DH until he got, until he got up to speed some.
Right. And by the way,
hit the ball.
Everybody says so baseball players don't work out during the offseason. To an extent.
They do, but they don't face live pitching.
They don't face live pitching.
Routine drills and they just lift weights. They're not doing actual baseball activity.
Right. So.
It's all different hitting off a machine or somebody just throwing you batting practice and facing a live pitcher.
Right. And by the way, I like it. It's not it's not Metallica, but I like it.
It's not Ultra Bird. I don't like it.
Is that what?
It's not Ultra Bird. I don't like it.
I mean, I don't mind it at all, I don't mind it at all. But this has been ASAP in the morning. Mike, Amon, appreciate you gentlemen being here. Dustin, Chris, always a pleasure. We'll be back here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. Follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, all that stuff to keep up to date on all the news in terms of us, what we're going to be offering, and also sports. On behalf of everybody, it's your boy Pride. We'll be back here tomorrow. Until then, y'all know what to do. Be safe.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.